Hi, Scott Orlam of CINEMA-Magazine. A new TV series coming your way is called Brave New World. Now, if that sounds vaguely familiar, well, then you're an avid reader. And we're going to have somebody explain it to us, and that is the star of the show, Alden Ehrenreich. Got a cough right as I was saying your last name. I apologize. Here's a story that was written 90 years ago, and yet it's incredibly relevant to today. It's kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like such a testament to the incredibly, the mind of Aldous Huxley. It's just his foresight into the future is uncanny.
But, it's interesting as I've seen like the first 3 episodes, and I don't want to give too much away to the viewers who are going to be seeing this, but it's interesting where we meet your character and we kind of see these two, extremely variant societies that are existing. And it's like, okay, how are they going to merge? And we eventually learn the reason why. But what did it tell you about with your character when we meet John? Because these are like the outside fringe people that maybe in a certain way we're reflecting on in society, the people who don't conform, the people who just want to live their own life.
Yeah, so when you find me, I'm in this place called the Savage Lands that's essentially a kind of broken community that they keep alive as a tourist attraction for new Londoners to go see what life would be like if they didn't have it's a propaganda tool, but there are people who live in it, and I work as the prop guy in the kind of little show that we do. Yeah.
But eventually, without a spoiler, you do make your way to New London, and it's kind of fascinating because once you're there, everything is about conforming. Whether nobody's monogamous, there's no real pain anymore. Everything is just kind of this harmonious scenario. And it kind of made me think, well, what about free will? What about thought? I mean, how much are we willing to give away to a government just to conform?
Yeah. And, not only the government, but all these corporate, every time I go on a thing and it says like, click this if you want to get to this website, how many times do I read it? Maybe never, and so there's all these very convenient ways there's these ways that was Huxley's idea, is that the oppression of the future would not be this iron fist. It would be this velvet glove, I guess, this way where things would be made so convenient and so easy that we willingly gave ourselves to it. And I think that's a much more subtle and also really compelling idea, and reminds me of the world I've lived in more so than the other thing.
Once you do get to New London, there's a lot of free love, free sex. And recently I interviewed the main actors from Normal People, and they talked about they had an intimacy coach. I had never heard of that term before. I know there's a lot of people on set that are doing it. And I thought, wow, in our own private life, we probably wouldn't need an intimacy coach. We probably organically would know what to do. But if there were 100 people around you and a camera's rolling, maybe that would throw off your sense of rhythm.
Yeah, totally. Well, what it really is about is people creating a better system for people to communicate what they really want or what they are comfortable with. And to have that level of communication, it's the kind of thing that like I can't imagine doing a job like this without it now. And it's a new job. But it also enabled a lot more freedom because everyone had a very clear understanding of where the lines are. And so there was a way in which you could just be present in the scene because you weren't having to manage that or try to figure that out on your own. And it also is just a great advocate for people who might not want to, in the past, maybe this is on the line or something, but I don't want to, we're losing the light and I don't want to make a deal of it. It's just a wonderful addition to our industry that only is positive in my experience.
Without harping on this subject, though, I'm fascinated because actors are asked to do all kinds of things. Here's a gun, go shoot somebody. But when you walk on set and there's 100 naked people around you, is that more of an adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, it's really surreal. Luckily, and this is true of New London in general, I am new in town. I don't understand any of this. It's all baffling. So that made it easier for me. But yeah, it's very weird to be on set with more naked people than you've ever seen in your life all day long for days at a time. And the background actors who were doing that were just fantastic and really troopers, because it was cold, or we were in the middle of a forest at 4 a.m. and they're in a mud bath or something. And they were pretty real troopers.
I'm such an admirer of your talent. And, I've been an appreciator. I hate to say the word fan for a long, long time. And I think you know that. And, but I'm always intrigued because even though you're such a relatively new actor, the level of people you have been able to surround yourself with acting wise, I mean, it's pretty incredible, from Warren Beatty, and you're working with directors like Coppola and stuff. And Demi Moore is your mom. We don't see her that often on screen, so there's still a lot of mystery about her. How easy was it to form that chemistry of mother-son?
Really, really easy. She's so well cast in this role. She's not like this character, but she, understands sort of the real world reference point for the Savage Lands in a way, because of her background. And she is such a strong actress. She's so intelligent, and the way we worked together on it just felt very intuitive and very, I knew her daughter very vaguely in the past, so there was kind of like a commonality there. And just really, she was just great. And it's exciting to see her in this role. It's exciting to see her play this part, because it's the kind of role you want to see her play, this edgy, challenging thing that's a kind of new take on who we understand her to be as such a famous person for so long.
And speaking of famous people, you started your career basically, you got discovered by Steven Spielberg, which is nice. I mean, he was made aware of you, and how cyclical life is. This is produced by Steven Spielberg. Did you have any conversation with him about this role? And can you put it in just words or in perspective how important he has been to your career?
I mean, it's immeasurable. I would not have been able to start. I would have pursued acting, but it would have been an entirely different circumstance, because on two levels. One, just on a practical sense, I got an agent, and I got this foot in the door and got this kind of kick off the wall at the beginning. And two, I think looking back, something I didn't totally understand is his validation of me, or his finding me and saying, okay, I really think you can do this, created a kind of inborn sense of confidence when I'm 14 or 15. Well, I was 14 when it happened. And because then I auditioned for 5 years, hundreds of things, and didn't get any of it. And so, but I wasn't that discouraged by that, A, because I was in school and I wasn't, really, it wasn't my whole life to be doing that. But B, because I had that. That was how it began. And I think I've been able to feel more confident being pickier and making choices with confidence and building a career that's more personalized to what I really like. And it started with him. So it was really meaningful to finally be working under the Amblin banner. And we didn't talk about the part so much, but we reconnected right before I started shooting and had this phone conversation for a while. And it was just really nice. It was really great. And I got to kind of thank him, which I haven't gotten a chance to do since I was a kid. So, it was really lovely.
You must have an impressive Rolodex. I mean, all these people that you work with, I caught up with them. So
right.
I have Domino's Pizza on my speed dial, but you have more important things. Alden, the show is called Brave New World. It's really interesting, engaging. I think you're going to really love this. Thank you so much for sharing your time. And this is Scott Orland. Until next time.
Yeah.
And